Brilliant elixirs, libations for the botanical generation.
Thanks, Jose. So we're a social species, and we've always socialized around food and drink. And don't get me wrong, alcohol is great. Got something there. But for some people,
the flies are following him. They like his fruit. I love it. Actually, I tried it. I love it. You get an extra 2 minutes. I'm sorry to interrupt. All right, cool.
So as I said, alcohol is great, right? Most people out there are drinking alcohol. But for some people, it gets a little complicated. It doesn't work for everybody. For me, 8 years ago, I developed pancreatitis. I was drinking a bit too much alcohol. And doctors told me I could no longer drink. That was pretty hard for me. But I stopped. And I realized I still wanted a social beverage with friends. So years later, we began developing herbal drinks, drinks made of plants from around the world that produce sensations that you feel in the body, but without any alcohol. We call these brilliant elixirs because they help us shine tonight and tomorrow. And over the next 3 years, we've been selling them, and so we know that we have a market, and we know that this market is growing. The natural products industry has doubled in the last 10 years, now worth $62 billion a year. And the functional beverage set, which we are a part of, is now the fastest growing category of beverages. GT's Kombucha, $500 million company now. Whole Foods had redefined their categories of success just to describe GT's Kombucha. And I know this because I work in the natural products industry. I was the first employee of Rebel Tonic, a San Francisco-based herbal startup that is now in Whole Foods selling drinks all over the country. So I've watched how they did it. And I know that we need to go to a co-packer. So we're going to do a Kickstarter in September or October to raise our first money for the fund for that production. We're going to get excitement around the brand and generate pre-sales. And then, after we sell those, we're going to take on investment for our next 2 years. And then we're going to distribute to the Whole Foods natural chain, 3,000 other natural grocers around the country, and to the nightlife culture. So beautiful establishments like this that want to make a craft cocktail or an herbal alternative. We get celebrities behind us to help us really grow and to get into the public eye. We're looking for 2 investors to help us raise $400,000 for the first 2 years. People, the angels that really get the sexiness of bringing an herbal alternative to the world.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, Rexford, what do you have for Brandon?
So first of all, I like your idea to use Kickstarter. For any entrepreneurs out there that are looking to kind of get some traction and really get off the ground, Kickstarter is an amazing way to go, so good call on that. My question is, how are you going to label this? You mentioned it is an elixir. Does it have health benefits? Is it going to be kind of an herbal supplement? Is it going to be like a soft drink? Really, how are you going to package that?
So you can see them on our table back there. Please everyone come over and get a shot. They're packaged in wine bottles and flask bottles. So they resemble the drinking of alcohol, so you know that they are potent herbs. They say non-alcoholic on them, and they emphasize what the herbs are and what they do. So we want to engage a culture of healthy ingestion. So reasonable quantities, getting to know the plants and not overusing.
So we invested in a beverage company. It was a real education. And I think your biggest challenge is going to be distribution and shelf space. And the guys that own the shelf space is Rubbermaid. How are you going to address that? Rubbermaid. They own more shelf space in any grocery store than any other company. How are you going to address that?
Addressing Rubbermaid's shelf space or the beverage shelf space?
Getting on the shelf and
I know it well.
Distributor to pick you up.
Yeah, I know it well. I work for Rebel. I see how hard it is. We've got 4 new SKUs from Rebel. Can't even get them on the shelf in California. GTs can't even get a new product on the shelf right now. It's so tight. But that's in the refrigerated set. So ours are pasteurized beverages. They can go anywhere in the store. So they could sit next to alcohol. Wherever that store and that regional buyer wants to place them, we can go in the store. So there's much more space available to us. Plus our flasks are only about 6 inches high, so they can fit really easily on most shelves.
Great. Thank you very much, Brandon. How about a round of applause? Up next we have Farid Ansari.